The industry that I'm in is very much demanding, and AI has assisted me to meet those demands and those high expectations from different stakeholders.
How would you explain what you do?
PR person is what directs and controls the narrative of a certain concept.
So your job is to convince me that this cup is blue.
Yes.
Has AI adapted to an extent where you can let it do what it needs to do?
It's too much international. As much as it's helpful, but it needs that human aspect, which is me. Part of me is scared, but also I'm hopeful that the human aspect will be as important as the AI systems are.
In a world where attention is shifting fast, brands are always scrambling to be seen. And one profession that has always helped with that is public relation. Because public relations as professionals have been about one thing and one thing only: building trustworthy brands that you and I would like to see and spend time on, whether it's on social media or in person. But things are changing. And in the new age of AI, some of the work that PR professions have always done can now be automated. Well, I'm talking about press releases, designing campaigns, analyzing data, and this is just some of the work can now be done by AI. So then umbuzo becomes, how do I, as a public relation officer, adapt to the changes that AI is introducing to my profession? And that's the conversation namhlanje. Hello, hi, sanibona, igama uPrince wakamashinini. I'm on a mission to figure out how AI is changing our everyday life and how it can work for you and me. And today I am joined by a PR profession, Miss Londeka Dives, intombi yasemnambitsi. I just found out. So bon.
Yeah, so
How are you?
I'm doing great, and how are you?
I'm great. As a fellow KZNer, it's great to have umuntu ophuma because I'm from Newcastle, and those who know ukuthi people from Nambitsi come to us to buy McDonald's. You guys still do that?
I mean, things have changed. We have some improvements.
What improvements? You have McDonald's now. You don't have McDonald's. So you are a public relations officer. And I before we talk about AI and how AI has infiltrated the industry, and I want to know who Londeka Dives is and how you got interested in PR.
So Londeka Dives, like you said, Ntombi yomZulu, an ambivert. I have my moments where I can be an extrovert depending on the environment that I'm in. I have my moments where I can be an introvert depending on the characters around me. So yeah, pretty much that's who I am. I love working with people. I love singing. I love writing. Also, I like drawing. I'm into graphics. I kind of deserted that skill, but I'm slowly getting back into that. So I'm pretty much a creative all-rounder.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, there's nothing you can't do creatively.
Yeah.
So then with all the talents that you have, you can draw, you can sing, you can pretty much do everything that I would like to do, right? Some I can, some not so much. How then do you decide to go say, actually, for a living or as a professional, I would like to be a public relation officer? What drew you into the PR field?
Well, when I was in tertiary, it was pretty much something I stumbled into. It wasn't planned. It wasn't, it wasn't something that I knew I wanted to do. I stumbled into it, and just how it was explained by people who were already in the field, it kind of made me have more interest in the field. And I decided to just, get head on into it, and I grew academically into it. And this is where we are today.
All right. And then for someone who's watching, my granny, Sawanakok, and they're wondering, I'm going to say, what is a PR professional? What is a public relations officer? How would you explain what you do to them? Yeah,
so a PR person, in simple terms, it's somebody who controls a certain narrative, or this is what it is, you know. This is what you're seeing. PR person is what directs and controls the narrative of a certain concept.
Okay.
So they pretty much are like a news anchor. I'm telling you what it is.
Okay.
You know, whether you see what you're seeing, this is what I am narrating to you. This is what I'm rehashing to you.
Okay, I wanna put that to the test.
Okay.
This cup is, what color do you think this cup is?
This cup is actually blue.
This cup is white or cream.
This cup is blue.
So your job is to convince me that this cup is blue.
Yes.
All right, that's. I get where we're going because
Yes.
it's such a pivotal role in every company, because every company has a public relations officer, like you're saying. You're seeing a blue cup, and if you work for a beverage company, the black one, and you decide this cup is blue, you're gonna go on an entire full campaign convincing the whole world that this cup is blue, and it can give you energy when you drink it, or from what's inside.
Yes.
Oh, that's really, really fascinating. And what would you say you enjoy about your job?
I definitely enjoy working with people. Like it's inevitable that you would not work with people. I love being on the ground and working with people, you know, getting their stories and putting them into text or in any other way, you know, whether it's through design, graphics, you know, in writing form. I really like the interaction that I have with people, you know, just being in touch with people and their stories, you know, things that they wouldn't share with any other ordinary person. They would share them with me, trusting me to put them in a presentable form, you know, to tell their story.
To tell their story, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. I think I want to swap jobs. The more you talk about what you do, I'm like, maybe I'm in the wrong space, because what you do sounds really, really fascinating, especially as a creative. The entire of like narrating, this is what this is quite exciting. What would you say makes someone really good at what you do? Like, what skills does somebody in your profession need to have to be really good at what you do?
Definitely people skills, interpersonal skills. You need to love people generally. You need to be able to interact with people, because especially in the work that I do, there's no way that you'll never be in contact with people. You definitely need to know how to engage with people. You have to have a listening ear, and also just be a compassionate person. You know, people come with their stories, and you need to have a way of understanding, being an empath. You know, don't be a pushover, but also just know how to listen to an individual, take in whatever they're giving you, and put it in whatever form that you need to put it into.
All right. And are there like different types of PRs? Because I can imagine like a health company has a PR person. An NGO, like you are in NGO right now, has a PR person. Someone who handles brands. So are there different types of PRs? Can you walk me through some of the different ones that you have?
The likes of social media managers, social media practitioners. You have a researcher who also does PR work. You have writers. You have a graphic designers. Animators are also PR people. Journalists are PR people. Just to name a few. Those are types of PR that we have.
So essentially, there's a lot. The industry is big.
It's vast.
It's vast.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in PR for now?
I've been in PR for less than 5 years.
Okay.
For less than 5 years. I kind of went into customer service in a different aspect, social media, but now I'm in a different type of PR, which is what I'm doing now with an NGO.
Okay, that's fascinating. I think also just to broaden the conversation, because what we're looking at obviously is how AI is infiltrating every industry, and now with the focus within PR, we want to know how your work looks now. You started 5 years ago, but now things have shifted, right? And it's 2026. What would you say, if you are looking at like the work that you do now, how has AI rather infiltrated the work that you do right now?
Definitely, it has infiltrated literally my daily tasks. It has assisted me in so many things. So that the industry that I'm in is very much demanding, and AI has assisted me to meet those demands and those high expectations from different stakeholders. So it definitely has assisted me in a lot. Yeah,
in
a
your
whole
day
lot.
to day.
In my day-to-day tasks, even in my personal life, it has assisted me.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I want us to be a little bit practical,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And then if we're looking at, let's say we're looking at a day in your life. Oh, the kids would love this on social media
Yeah.
because how many day in your life are we gonna have?
Yeah.
Like, if we're doing a day in your life as
Yeah.
a PR practitioner, walk me through some of the systems, some of the AI systems that you are now implementing to make your work,
Yeah.
like you're saying, to
Yeah.
help you in your work.
So not to name certain brands
Yes.
and platforms that I use, but I have systems that assist me in my design work.
Okay.
I have systems that help me to, sometimes you have an idea, a concept of what to write about. I write articles sometimes,
Yeah.
and you pretty much struggle on how to put it together. You have the ideas, you have it in writing, you just need a system to help you put it together.
Yeah.
So I have such systems that help me with that, with my weekly design work, with my scheduling of my entire week and
Yeah.
even my entire month. I have AI systems that help me with that. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of on your plate has been taken off because of the
Yes.
introduction
Yeah,
of these
yeah.
new apps and AI solutions.
Yeah.
Would you then say the quality of your work has improved subsequent to
Certainly,
you?
yeah.
You like, I didn't have to finish the question. You were just like,
It
listen, you don't have to
helped.
finish anything. This thing works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works. Definitely, it has improved my my abilities. It has improved my design work. It has improved how I structure my work. Sometimes I don't even have to depend on AI. That's
Yeah.
how much I've grown, and it has pretty much honed my skills in terms of my writing, in terms of my design work. Yeah, it definitely has improved my skills.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I also want to look on the flip side. What
Yeah.
would you then say? Because it sounds like, for me, from like just listening to you right now, right? So it's a lot of stuff that you do. Let's say your daily activities, like administrative work.
Yes.
It sounds like mostly is taken
Yes.
care of by AI. How does AI then play creatively? Because I mean, in the world that you are in, it's brand building,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And one of the things that you touched on when we were starting is the fact that you are able to shape narratives. You are able to build voices. Every brand, even the brand that you or the NGO that you work for now, has a certain specific brand
Yeah.
in how it communicates to people about the projects that you have or anything that you want to say.
Sure.
Has AI adapted to an extent where you can let it do what it needs to do in that space or in that manner, in terms of like capturing the voice of the organization you work for across the entire output that you have to deliver on a daily?
Not so much. So remember, I'm the one who knows the people that I'm working with and I'm
Yeah.
working for more than this particular AI system. So obviously you'd have to prompt the system
Yes.
to do what you want it to do. So and also it's too much international, so you constantly have to bring it back in line, constantly need to prompt it to do what you want it to do.
Yeah.
As much as it's helpful, but it needs that human aspect, which is me, so
Yeah.
I need to put in work also. As much as it's assisting me, I also need to put in some work on using my own brain, getting my mental juices working and not being so dependent on the AI systems that I use on a daily.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's so important to
Yeah.
always note and like understand.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that you and I can also just learn, because again, you're saying, Guti, the tools are in place,
Yeah.
and they aid you, but it doesn't mean, Guti, now you
need to relax
you forgo
and let it-
everything and
yeah,
you
yes.
outsource your thinking
Yeah.
and your entire job
Absolutely.
to the AI app. All right, that's
Yeah.
really important. But I want to know, like, do you? I mean, as somebody who now uses all of these apps, do you have any fear that in a couple of years, the AI would get to a point where it actually knows how to capture the human essence of a voice, a brand voice, and effectively make
Yeah.
you null and void at work?
I am. I actually recently saw some videos on TikTok where they actually create a whole series of shows. So that on its own like makes me fearful, because it literally depicts human voices and human movements and human features.
Yeah.
So a part of me is scared, but also I'm hopeful that the human aspect will always be needed. The human abilities will not be completely wiped out or wiped off by the AI systems that we currently have and that are upcoming. So yeah, I kind of am a bit, but also I'm hopeful that the human aspect will be as important as the AI systems are.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Now, let's say you are currently in like PR and NGO specifically in an organization, right?
Yeah.
When you just like scrolling on social media and you're going through, let's say, a brand, right? Can you tell when something has been developed by an AI
Absolutely.
or a human being?
Yes.
How?
You can. I think if you've worked with these AI systems and you pretty much know how they work, you can tell. You can tell the certain thing. Remember, this is artificial. This is not human.
Yes.
Obviously you need to prompt it in a way. You tell, by the colors, and sometimes the alphabets are not placed properly. You can tell. You can tell.
And is that a good thing or bad thing for somebody who's in the space? For
someone who is in the space, it's a bad thing because it can portray a certain narrative that is different from what you want it to. It can literally distort a certain concept. So it's a negative thing. It's a negative thing.
When you look at the changes that have happened in the last 5 years, you spoke very positively about everything, especially administratively, that AI has introduced into your work routine. Are people excited because these things are happening, or are people scared?
They are scared. So especially if you work with youth and Dala,
yes,
they are scared. It also kind of is it's a learning thing for them, but also they're scared because it takes away, like I said, the human aspect of everything. It keeps us away from being interactive. Everything is on our hands. We can create everything we want on our hands. Whatever you want, you can create it. So there's a level of fear, but also somewhat of an excitement because it's a new thing, to them. It's a whole different thing that they've never used before. Yeah.
And it's happening at a rapid
pace, yes.
It's like, oh, can we keep up? I don't think we can, Beyonce.
They have to. Times are moving. They have to keep up.
They have to keep up. All right.
Yeah.
I think one of the great things that are happening here, and the more we have conversations with young people about AI and the changes and advancement that AI is making into our daily lives, is that everyone is welcoming the change, especially us from the young ones. We're saying, hey, this is great, and we're up and willing to learn so we can work with the changes. But I am curious, Suguti, as someone who is within the industry in public relations, do you think the introduction of AI has meant, Suguti, the skills needed to be within this job are changing, especially even in education level? Would you say that schools, universities must change the way they teach how this job is done due to the advent that AI is making right now?
Yeah, definitely. Firstly, schools need to change because by the time the kids get to tertiary level, they will be introduced to such systems and such practices and activities as the AI. So definitely skills such as teamwork, AI has literally kind of wiped it out because a concept or a job that would need a group of individuals, one person can do it using AI. You don't need different heads to complete a task. Things like dependency, people are now dependent on AI, lack of creativity, people are less creative because AI assists you to do that particular job that you need to do, plan the meeting. People use AI to plan meetings, So there's lack of creativity and also detachment from the human aspect, like I had said before.
So one of the great things that I'm noticing as we have these conversations is that us as young people are ready and up in arms to learn about AI and also adapt and adopt all of these tools so they can make our work easier. But for me, it begs the question, does our skill then need to change, especially at grassroots level, like universities, right? Now, Londeka, you've been working in PR for 5 years, right? And you went to university to study what you do now, right? But when you were in school, most of the skills that now are becoming much of use were not taught,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
How would you then say school or the skills that are imparted to somebody who's young, who wants to be in PR, should be adjusted at university level? Maybe let's look at that for interest's sake.
I think maybe not even in tertiary. I think from primary school,
Okay.
Subjects that are related to AI, even cybersecurity, IT
Yeah.
basics, such subjects need to be introduced just to prepare them so that when they get to tertiary, they're knowledgeable about this kind of system that we are currently in.
Yeah.
And that when they get into the work field, they are ready, to tackle, challenges that need AI,
Yeah.
yeah.
And because AI will present a different front, and you're so
Absolutely,
right. Because
yeah.
if we start as far as primary school,
Yeah.
then this is not foreign to me.
Yes.
When I get to the workplace,
I know what to do and I know how to use these systems that are presented to me.
that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, you work for an NGO organization,
Yes.
and the work that you guys do basically helps young people in underserved communities.
Yes.
Right? Tell me more about that and
Yes.
the work that your organization does.
So SAIC in full, it's Southern African Association of Youth Clubs. In simple terms, we are a vehicle for young people to get to their dreams. you
Yeah.
know. So we reach out to communities that are unserved or underserved.
Yeah.
Everyone is deserving, but we go to communities that are underprivileged, and we pretty much reach out to clubs and organizations that need help,
Yeah.
and bring them in, get them training and skills, and provide them with the resources to better function in their organizations. We teach them how to function in their different departments, because you have different directors in those organizations. So
Yeah.
we teach them how to lead their organizations, how to run their organizations, how to get fundraising from certain bodies in the industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we pretty much provide them with the skills and the tools to better function in their organizations.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, with all the great work that you guys currently do, would you say that AI has also infiltrated that part of the work?
Absolutely.
In what way?
Absolutely. So we have 4 centers. We have one in Free State. We
Okay.
have one in Orange Farm. We have one in Soweto, Pefeni. We have also one in Etwatwa, Eguruleni.
Yes.
Right. So in those centers, we have a course or a program called ICTH. So
Okay.
it's an IT program, focuses on cybersecurity, IT introductory courses.
Yeah.
So that is pretty much how we introduce these young people. And these young people are from the ages of 11 years, 15
Oh, wow.
years.
Yeah.
We teach them the basics, how to assemble a desktop, how to program a system.
Yeah.
So we teach them literally everything. Yeah.
Which is very important and
Yeah.
basic. And
Yeah.
like you were saying, these are people who ordinarily would
Yeah.
not be exposed
Yes.
to the work that you are teaching
Yeah.
them. Why do you think it's so important for your organization to even introduce these types of programs for these young people?
Because we know what they're facing, we know the communities that they are in, and we know the challenges that they face.
Yeah.
So pretty much we are the bridge for them to access the resources and access the opportunities that they need. So us providing that is assisting them to become better individuals in the different spheres of contact.
Right.
Yeah.
And then from just the work that you guys have done, like what changes have you noticed with the young people that you work with in
Yeah.
relation to how they relate to AI?
I think some of them had no idea what AI was about, had no idea what IT was about. And with us introducing them to that kind of field of work, they had to further their studies and even study that in university. Some of them worked in such fields. Some of them got job opportunities where they already had the knowledge of what IT is about, of
Yeah.
what cybersecurity is about. So yeah, job opportunities definitely were created. Honing of skills that they had no idea about definitely were created. And also some of them, we even absorbed them into our organization, where they had to be facilitators and assist other young people who needed to know about these skills.
All right. That
Yeah.
sounds really, really incredible. Are there any challenges that you've noticed that these young people encounter
Yeah.
when these opportunities obviously are brought to them?
Yeah, definitely, because of the communities that we work with, resources There's lack of resources, and also access. Some of them don't have something as simple as data. So they don't have the knowledge of the programs and the services that we provide. Sometimes you have 15 computers. Imagine in a community where you have hundreds and thousands of people. You can't assist those young people, so we are forced to assist those 15 young people. So definitely access and lack of resources.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's really a big one. But what are your hopes in regards to like the youth that you work with? Like in relations to like their lives, what hopes do you have for them, and especially in understanding and working with AI so their lives ultimately become better?
Yeah, I think my hopes is for young people to not be overly dependent on AI, use AI as a helping tool, and not something that you depend on and use all the time. Let it be your assistant, let it be your virtual assistant, and not be dependent on it. Let's go back to using our mental juices and being creative individuals and learning each other as humans, and not being dependent on this device and this AI system. Yeah.
Beautiful said. I can't say anything more. I mean, this has been such an eye-opening conversation for me in terms of like what you do. And also just you as a professional not taking the negative side and saying, oh, this is going to take our job, but understanding that we can work with AI. Like you're saying now, even with young people, we'll say, hey, we need to adopt these tools and use them to help us and not outsource our creativity, our mental thing, our thinking abilities, and just constantly using our brain. So thank you so much for joining us on Everyday AI. This has been really lovely.
Thank you.
Are you going to come back?
Absolutely. Invite me.
No, I'm just sometimes you always want to come back. This in Newcastle. No, you don't come back. Don't come back. So my takeaway from this is that, one, we need to stay positive with all the changes that are happening around AI, because Londeka just insisted and solidified the fact that, hey, the apps or the tools are here to aid us in our work. They're not here to take our jobs. In fact, they make some of our tasks go quicker, especially the administrative parts of our job. But the creative parts of our jobs, the writing part of our jobs, that we still need to do and not outsource to AI. We can use AI to help us with our thinking, but not outsource it completely. But the conversation doesn't end here. It continues on our comments. And today, I really want to know from you that, hey, in what way do you believe AI can create more job opportunities, especially for young people? So drop a comment. Let's keep the conversation going on our comment section. And always remember to subscribe so you catch the next episode. Igama or Prince Wagamashinini. And this is Everyday AI. I'll see you on the next one.